The secret to passing your PMP exam is to use simulator statistics to identify weaknesses and then focus your studies. Hello and welcome back to this special edition, episode 503, part 3 of the Project Management Podcast with me, Cornelius Fichtner, where we are going to take a look at the statistics section of my PMP Exam Simulator at pmexamsimulator.com. Let's get started. Right. In part 1, we looked at the timed and learning quizzes. In part 2, we went through PMP Exam 1, and now we want to take a look at the statistics down here, because the statistics allow you to work with numbers. Once you have taken a few quizzes and maybe a couple of exams, it's time to really look at these statistics, understand your weaknesses, see where you need to study up and learn from your own data. Here is the statistics panel. You can see that it has 6 tabs: overview, details by exam, by knowledge area, by domain, and exam feedback. On the overview tab, you can see how you did in the last 30 days and the last 60 days. And there are your numbers right here compared to everyone else. You can see that I took 3 exams. I passed 34% of the time and failed 66% of the time. And it looks like everyone else is pretty much in the same numbers as well. It also gives me the overview here. It says the total number of questions is 2,071. I have answered 110, so I have 1,961 questions left. It's really just a general overview of how you have been using the exam simulator. Then the details give you access to every single one of your exam reports, all the way back to the first one that I took, almost 2 years ago here. This is an older account that I keep using for these videos and for the demo. So you can just click here and open up any timed quiz, any learning quiz, any full exam that you have taken in the past. But it starts to get interesting here under the By Exam tab. Here, what you really want to focus on is the first attempt right here. Remember, the real PMP exam only gives you one attempt. This will tell you here, well, how did you do when you took PMP exam 1 on your first attempt? Did you pass or fail? Did you pass or fail your exam 2, exam 3, exam 4? What you will notice is as you're retaking these exams 1 to 4 in the 2nd, 3rd and 4th and also the 5th attempt, you will get better and better. But that's mainly because you're starting to remember the questions and you will pick the correct answers because you failed the first time. On the real PMP exam, it's really important that you pass on the first attempt. Here you can learn and improve over time. Same here in the knowledge area, where you get detailed statistics per knowledge area, from integration management all the way to stakeholder management. Your first attempt and all of your attempts. I can see that my worst one here is probably resource management with 17%, where I got 3 question only correct out of the ones that I took. If you want to relate it to the exam content outline, here we go. So in the people domain, I had 16% correct, 26 in the process and 31 in the business environment domain. Obviously, I always only use random choices. So yes, my results are much, much worse than I expect yours to be. Now, you may have heard me say that we're looking for a 75% correctness. So that's kind of what you want to see here. First attempt, 75% or more. Why do I say that? This is because here on the exam feedback tab. That's because after about 60 days after your simulator expires, you'll get an email from us that says, hey, how did you do on your real PMP exam? So what you see here is anonymous statistics of our customers and how they fared. And here we can see that if you have 70 to 80% correct, then 94% of our students pass on their first attempt. And in the end, 99% of our students, if they get between 70 to 80% correct, pass their exam in either the first, second, or third attempt. You may be wondering down here, 90 to 100, only 75.4%. What is wrong here? This is statistically insignificant because imagine how many people, or how few people we have that get 90 to 100% correct all the time in our exam simulator. That's maybe just a handful. That's maybe 5, 6, 7 people. And if only one of them passes, or one of them fails rather, you know, the numbers here get really skewed. So ignore the 90 to 100% correct section here because that is incorrect. Focus on this one here. You want to have 70 to 80% correct. So what do you do? Well, you go to the knowledge area, you see which ones is your best, which ones are your worst. You start studying up on those. You go to the by domain, and here you learn which of the 3 domains is your best or your worst, and you keep studying until you bring this up more and more to the numbers that you are hoping to see. Yeah, and that's it. That is how you use the statistics of my PMP Exam Simulator at pmexamsimulator.com in order to pass your exam on your first try. Shoot for that magical number, about 75%. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.